Speaker of the House McKeeva Bush renews calls for Cayman to reach for the skies with future development. His vision of 50-story skyscrapers on Cayman's skyline fueled robust debate on social media. But it's not the first time Mr. Bush has pushed for vertical growth. Cayman 27's Joe Avery has more.
If we build it, they will come. House Speaker McKeeva Bush says Cayman needs to think big in order to bring the wealthiest of the wealthy to our shores.
We have to do things that will draw people to us, make people want to come to Cayman. And while some people think, well, they just want a little low-key island, I'm sorry. That bunch of travelers have long past the age and don't travel much anymore.
He says attracting today's ultra-high net worth individual takes something bold, something different, something futuristic.
We got something different to look at, something to see, and a place again where the wealthiest of the wealthy, or the wealthy of the wealthiest, is going to want to be moving and living and having their being, contributing to our economy.
In 2016, Mr. Bush called for building heights of 20 to 40 stories, citing Cayman's finite landmass of around 76 square miles. He says now, with the walls closing in on one traditional pillar of Cayman's economy, it pays to have a backup plan.
What industry else do we have if finance industry slows down? And I do not believe in waiting and saying if. I like to be prepared. And I believe that we must develop.
He says while change isn't always popular, the economic reality is the country must ensure a viable future.
Some people want to remain as we are. We can't. Our children, we cannot sustain an economy and make our children prosperous by remaining where we are. We have to advance. Control, but advance.
Mr. Bush says while we shouldn't expect to see work begin on Cayman's first skyscraper just yet, he hopes sharing his vision for Cayman's future skyline will help fortify our island nation against economic uncertainty.
Either we take to prosperity, do things that are prosperous, or we reap poverty.
Joe Avery, Cayman 27.
And we must point out Mr. Bush says he's speaking from his own position and not from a policy standpoint. As to seeing his vision of a prosperity tower become a reality, he says he hopes other leaders will see what he sees.